feel like that collaboration is extremely beneficial for students because that jump from 8th grade to high school can be very difficult and very challenging if they're not necessarily prepared for what we have on the high school campus. So the students they're impacted by that distance learning, and it's very, very visible, and it's very evident from what we're seeing, regardless of whether it's grades or motivation. And so it was sort of like let's kind of try something new, implement something new.
The whole equitable grading was about trying to make it more fair for the students in the classroom, and that's kind of how it was presented, like what can we do, what can we implement in order to make it so that all the students have the same opportunities for success.
When we started to do the retake and intervention in their class time, the students were a little apprehensive because I think they thought maybe it's a one-time thing, but when we stuck with it, they started to also gain better understanding of the concepts, which started to be reflected in their grade.
Like people around me, like we would help each other understand more, and then we got it for the quizzes and tests.
We did a modified grading scale, we did a 50% minimum, and we did no homework assignments. What we saw in previous years was we would assign homework, they would take it home, and then they would ask their friend for the assignment, or they all have an app that does it for them. So, we just kind of had a conversation, like what are we really assessing here? In order to keep that rigor high, we did that 90% assessments and to make sure that they know it. And we saw some good results with that as well.
I always used to think I was also not good at math compared to like other people, but I feel like once I just put more hard work in and actually like cared about my grades, I got it done and I understood it.
PLCs were able to volunteer to take on a certain practice or problem of practice and then try different things throughout the year and report on their findings and if it improves student learning. And so what was really neat is every PLC got to choose what mattered to them and what they thought their focus should be. And then today we have this big showcase where everybody gets to kind of show their results and their findings, and it's in our big gym here at the high school, and it's pretty neat. There's a lot of energy in there. There's a lot of good connection and collaboration happening where people get to discuss student learning and the different things that they found.
In 18 years of teaching, this one practice change has probably had the biggest effect I've ever seen in teaching. Kids started to buy into the learning aspect of mathematics, and so getting rid of that numerical grade allowed the kids to focus on the learning portion, which is what we wanted to do. And the way we used to try to do that is like, here's a grade, you either learned or you didn't. Well, now it's, hey, there are some mistakes. Rarely do kids get it all at once anyways, even your top students. And so now your top students are almost on the same level as your low students. They don't know any different. They just got highlights on a quiz. And so now I had A students that were asking F students for help. And now the F student is so encouraged because they're like, I had the smartest kid in my class asking me for help. That's never happened before.
He would never push you away if you ask a question. He'll always help you. And then I like his grading system. So basically, if like I do bad on a quiz, but then I do good on a test, that test grade will replace like all the quizzes. So that really brings up your grade a lot. And I like his grading system. I think every math teacher should do it. It definitely helps out a lot. There's a lot of smart kids here at this campus, and I don't know everything, but I know some things they may not know. So it's always good to share like knowledge between each other.
We're more collaborative this year, like we actually talked about it, and we're able to help each other out. But if we don't understand a section, instead of going to our teacher, we can help each other out.
One of my favorite ones is in a survey, a kid just said, Foster focuses on improvement. And kids talking about, hey, it motivated me to work harder. I got to see that the hard work through the quizzes paid off. Or, some of them talked about, I always still had hope because I knew whatever I did on the quiz was not the end of my learning process.